Hi guys, welcome back to Cara's Kitchen Cooking, and today we're on location with Stephanie from Ampersand Bakery, and we are here because I am going to learn how to ice a cupcake. So I have been coming to Ampersand Bakery since Stephanie opened, which was 2 years ago.
Yeah, this location, you bet.
And this location, the address is
1808 Danforth Avenue, right between Coxwell and Woodbine on the Danforth.
So Stephanie does a regular cupcake and she also does vegan cupcakes. So that's where I come because, as you all know, I can't have egg whites.
Yeah, and one of the reasons we focus on vegan is because it's really hard to do a vegan icing that's not too sweet. So a lot of people will take their butter alternative and they'll just add icing sugar to it, which is an American buttercream, and it's delicious. However, I find it's a little too sweet and can have a little bit of a grainy texture. So I was like, you know what, we already do the Swiss meringue buttercream on our other cupcakes, which you can't have because it's got the egg whites.
They're amazing, and she has not just the run-of-the-mill vanilla and chocolate cupcakes. Like she does some fantastic flavors. The cupcakes I bought the other day were strawberry with a chocolate cupcake base. And then I also got the banana chocolate chip cupcake with the
That's what we're going to do today.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah, we're going to do the banana chocolate chip with the brown sugar icing.
All right.
But yeah, like if we're going to have vegan cupcakes, we're going to have fun, right? Like we're going to do like blueberry French toast. We're going to do like just like exciting flavors. Like during the summer, we do key lime with like a coconut cupcake, a strawberry lemonade. So we'll show you we'll give you a little taste of why it's so good. Yeah.
All right.
So it's a little bit of a nightmare than just putting this together with icing sugar. So what I do is I actually make a pudding. So I did this last night before you came here. TV magic. Yeah, so what this is, and I can take it off, and we're gonna you put this on it so it doesn't get a skin.
So when you say pudding, is this just, now could someone at home do a regular pudding at home, like a pudding base, or does it have to be a specific type of?
So this is actually based on a recipe for ermine or a boiled icing, frosting, and that's actually what was originally used with red velvet icing.
Oh.
So the reason we're going to use a pudding is because it makes it not as sweet and it gives a really smooth, creamy texture, because we actually on the stove take our brown sugar, that's why it's this beautiful shade of brown, and melt it down with coconut milk and a little bit of flour, because the flour will make it thick. So I put that on the stove, I mix it around until it gets good and thick, I put it in my container, and then I like to have this and my butter alternative at room temperature. So I can see here it's like a little bit soft, because then when we mix it together, like a lot of other cooking and baking, you want to make sure that the temperatures are the same so that they blend really nice together.
So baking is really kind of like a science, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Things have to be really precise.
Okay.
So what do we do first?
So I'm gonna have you, because it's just been sitting here overnight, just kind of give that a good mix, whip it all around, and while you do that, I'm going to take our butter.
Show the audience members what there we go.
So this is kind of.
Oh my god, this smells so yummy.
I know, it's I kind of didn't want to show people because it kind of looks funny, but at the same time, it's brown sugar. It's just brown sugar.
It just almost smells like a butterscotch, like a buttery, vanilla, yummy goodness. So that's what it is. It's just butterscotch is that color.
Yeah, it's brown sugar.
Okay,
it's
so this
coconut.
is mixed up.
And then I'm going to, we actually don't need the whole brick for what we're doing here.
Sure.
So I'm going to just cut where I need it, because this has got its little measuring things.
Yes, we use all the things to make life easy.
Yeah, so we're gonna save that baby for later. And the rest of this, and this, you know what, we'll see how soft this is. I got a trick to tell if it's mixed together later.
Okay.
But this is pretty soft, so I'm just gonna take.
Look
at
things happen, guys.
Look at that. I cleaned this counter right before we did this because I knew exactly that this was going to happen.
Yes.
So I sanitized this and it's all clean, guys.
I was here. I get witnessed for cleaning off the counter.
And honestly,
as we all know, things happen. If you haven't seen my previous episode where I make Atkins saltfish, go check it out. There's a lot of hilarity that ensues. Things that don't usually happen.
And you know
in the
what?
kitchen.
When you're baking, especially with cocoa flour, like I'm just like, you know what, just give it to it. It's gonna be a disaster, and that's why you go to bakeries.
Right.
So you don't make your house a disaster.
Right.
And honestly, we're probably gonna eat most of these cupcakes anyways, so these are just going in my tummy.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, cupcake goodness.
All right. So
I love these.
this, like, you really do want to use like a mixer for this because we're just gonna like let her rip.
It makes life easy.
Yeah. And we want this to like really make it soft and fluffy. So the same way like if you were making cookies and you put your butter and your sugar together, you just want to get it like lots of air, lots of fluffiness.
Okay, so we're gonna show you. We've been whipping for like 2-3 minutes, and we want
It's just nice and fluffy. You can see that the butter is a little bit like whiter now because it's got air into it.
And question.
Yeah.
Because this is a mistake I will make. What kind of butter do we use for buttercream icing? Do we use an unsalted butter or do we use regular butter?
So I use unsalted, just because it's icing and I'm not adding any salt to it anyways. Like if you were doing it and we were making the actual like cupcakes itself, we could maybe use unsalted, but it's just nice to use unsalted across the board with your baking.
And you can add salt if you want.
Exactly. Then we have more control over the salt that's going into
Yeah,
it.
you can't take salt away.
Especially if it's embedded into the butter.
Yeah,
That's impossible. So,
Exactly.
it's just better if we don't.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is nice and fluffy now.
Okay.
And what we're gonna do is take the stuff that you were whipping up, our mixture of brown sugar in here, and we're literally just gonna dump a bunch in. I like to do it in like 2 halves.
Right.
You probably could just dump it all in at once. But
Now, I mean, if you don't have a stand mixer, could you use a handheld here?
yeah, you could for sure. This happens. So now we're just gonna start mixing it together.
You can zoom on in, Steven. Over
You
here.
can see like it's mixed in quite nice already. So I'm just gonna add some more of it. And again, I'm just lifting it up and dumping in the pudding off the side. Let that keep mixing. And then while it's doing that, I like to take all the little bit of goodness.
Get all the bits.
All the bits. Like I spend so much time at the stove mixing this together. We are using all of it. It is not going to waste.
Oh, that was delectable. I've said this before. My spatula is one of my favorite kitchen tools.
Yeah, you need it.
It's so handy. I use it when I make scrambled eggs. I use it for obviously for baking. Like it's such a versatile.
You want,
And it helps you to get all of the bits.
yeah, you want this clean. We're not wasting that.
No wasting.
So even though you got the KitchenAid mixer, you can smell that's like the brown sugar and the coconut is now, we've like whipped it up and it's all in the air.
Whipped into submission.
Which like you can't smell. That's too bad for you, really.
This looks amazing.
Oh, I also like to have this guy.
Yeah.
Because then it's just like you can just put all your dirty stuff in it and you don't have to clean your counter as much.
Amazing.
So you can see I put all the stuff in the side. So you just want to make sure that we like get it all in there and mix it. Because even with the stand mixer, you're gonna have the bits on the bottom where it didn't mix in quite as well.
You want to just get those bottom bits.
Yeah, just like get it off, get in there. You still gotta do a bit of physical labor. The mixer can't do everything for you.
Well, you know,
It can do a lot.
Biceps.
It can do a lot. Yeah, you gotta like, work your sugar off that you're gonna enjoy it later as well.
Although calories don't count when you're having cupcakes. That's, I think I've said calories don't count when you're cooking with friends and we're cooking with friends and also it's cupcakes. So
This is just a well-known rule, guys. Like, this doesn't count. So we're gonna put this back in here and give it one more good whip.
Okay, right. Now we got all the bottom bits.
Yeah, everything mixed up together. Get it all put into place and give it a good quick whip, just to get it all, again, like all fluffy. Like you don't want like a dense, hard icing. You want it to like,
We're getting the air.
Like,
lots of air.
fluffy. Fluffy. So, another thing that you can do, but we're not going to do for this one, because we're going to do cupcakes today are, what did I say, banana with chocolate chips.
Yes.
However, if you wanted to, now would be the time if you wanted to add like a little bit of food coloring.
Or flavor.
Or flavor. So for this, you don't want to add too much moisture into it,
Right.
because then the icing will start to separate a little bit, and then it still tastes pretty good, but it just doesn't look as pretty.
It'll break, kind of.
Yeah,
Okay.
so how I do that is this is a gel food coloring. You can get it from a lot of baking stores. There's Madame Gâteau just down the street from
just
us.
down the road, yes.
So I go there, I'm like, oh no, I'm out, and I just like run over.
Yeah.
So she's got stuff like that, which is good because it's not.
So gel over liquid in terms of color.
Yeah, it'll just give you a stronger color. So what I did with this, I did a touch of red just to get this really nice pink color.
I like that it's a natural pink too.
Yeah, I tried using like a pink for the food coloring, but then it was like fluorescent pink, and I was like, oh, we need to like tone that down. And then for the food flavoring, same thing. We could, and I have, where you just make like a strawberry jam and you add it,
Like
but
a puree?
again, yeah, exactly. But again, that's gonna add a lot of like moisture. So I find this is really good. It's a strawberry flavoring, and you just need like a little bit. I think for like a batch like this, I use like a teaspoon. So you really have to experiment, try a little bit first,
Adjust for your
and then add more, and then take notes, guys. Take notes, because otherwise, every time you're in the kitchen, you're like, "What did I do last time?" It was
amazing.
perfect.
So now, I do not know how to pipe cupcakes. I bought this years ago. I probably had this for 10 years. And yes, there are instructions, but I don't understand why they don't work. So I brought mine so Stephanie could show me how to use this one.
Let's put this open, and I'll show you what you all have.
Okay. All right.
So this looks like a kit that you can probably get at any baking store.
Yes, I think I got this at like a kitchen store. Yeah, kitchen store.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of like little round babies.
And then I'm like, what do I use? Stephanie's tip isn't going to fit in my bag, which makes sense, because I think this bag and the tips given were made for this bag.
Yeah, it's a little kit. It goes together.
Yeah, it goes together. So you may just have to get, if you get something outside of the kit that you have, it might not fit your bag. So maybe bring your bag when you go shopping for a tip, or you may just have to get like a new bag.
Yeah, or they'll come in different sizes. This one also, I can show you how this works. So these are really handy if you want to use a bunch of different tips at the same time without having to take all the icing out of your bag, put a new tip in, and then put all the icing back in again, which is like what I do, but I just use it to the end anyways. Because again, we're a commercial kitchen, but if you're doing it at home, you want to have some fun. That's the whole point that you bought this.
Exactly.
So with this, what we're going to do is a lot of these, they screw together. Like this. And the whole point of this is we're going to throw this in the bag, the bigger part.
This is so good because I don't know how many combinations I tried, and I'm like, I'm not doing it right.
Oh, and it takes a minute. Yeah, this bag is thick.
It's not very flexible.
You got a thick bag. It's not breaking on you. See? And then I'm going to pop it through the bottom like this.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you have a little bit of showing.
Now what we can do is we can pick a tip. So we'll probably do this one. It's closest, but you'll see that
it's very tiny.
If it's taking you forever to ice your cupcake, you probably just need a bigger one because it'll go way faster, right, guys?
Yeah.
So this, we're going to stick it on top of here. And then we're going to take this little guy and put him on, and then screw it here, and that's going to add some extra stability, because if it's been popping through in the past, you probably just didn't have
I think it was like the different...
There's too many combinations.
Yeah.
There's like 4 pieces, like you could put it infinite amount of ways. And then now, you can fill the bag with some icing, and you can ice some stuff, and then you can leave the icing in there.
And then it's easy. If I want to switch it out.
You just, except I made this real tight. Here we go. Then you just do this.
And then I pop
and
another one.
And then you're like, oh, you know what? Now I want to use this little baby one and write like happy birthday
That's
or something,
what I was thinking with those little tiny ones. That's what those are for.
And then you switch that on, and then you put the little collar back on.
Oh my God.
And you don't have to be fussing it, especially these. These are harder to clean. You don't want to have to like be taking icing in and out. So this is how, so maybe for this, just to see how long it takes to make a cupcake, we can do this guy. He's got the biggest hole.
We can start it anyway, so you guys can see what it looks like too.
Or maybe this guy. Let's try this guy.
And so this one's like not exactly, but it does have a bigger tip on it, right? So more icing is going to come out. Maybe not take us as long.
Yeah, so it'll go a little bit faster.
All right.
So then there's this, and then I'll show you a tip that I like to do. Let me go running from the back first. So this is what I do. I find something that's tall and thin like this, because trying to hold your piping bag and then also hold the bowl and hold the
And then it falls on the floor.
Yes.
Or in the cupboard or all
yes,
over
it's
your-
a disaster as we know. So in here.
Oh, yeah.
And it folds it
Yes,
up.
brilliant. And you don't have to
Right?
hold it.
And then like you can
Yes.
hold it when you're scooping. So we'll put a little bit. You're
Okay.
gonna pipe a little bit in there, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we'll take a little
Just
bit.
a little bit. You don't need a lot.
A little like scoopy, and
Yeah.
we'll put it in here.
Okay.
And then see, I don't have to hold it.
All right.
It
So
holds it.
and so you put it like that.
And then I'm gonna put some in mine.
Okay. Yeah.
So mine's a little bit different. Mine's just a big scoop, and it has no hole on the bottom.
Okay.
But we're gonna fix that.
You snip it.
So I take this guy, I just toss him in there,
Uh-huh.
and then I put him to the end, and I kind of like look at my eye where I want to cut him. You don't want to
Okay.
cut him too close to the back, otherwise he'll pop out, which
Oh,
is
right.
yet more disaster. All the ways you can disaster with icing.
Okay.
So then
So
I
make a-
push him back a little bit,
Make a little mark. Yeah. with your
and then
finger.
I can like cut a little thing off, put that in the garbage, and then now he's there. But like we were saying before, once I put the icing in, the only way this guy's coming out is back through the top.
Okay.
So if you're switching tips, that's why these little babies are very handy to have in a kit.
Yeah. But I mean, when you're making cupcakes, you're making like what? How many dozens at a time?
Oh yeah, we're doing dozens at a time. So
Yeah.
like I'm gonna use the rest of this icing till it's gone,
Mhm.
and then and with this tip, I'm not messing around with all different tips.
Got it.
So I'm gonna fill this guy a little bit more. And again, just like make things easy for yourself, guys.
I'm all about using
Like
in the
we're
kitchen.
We're supposed to be having fun.
That's
Okay,
right.
so then
Okay, so I
lift
do
yours
this.
back up like
Okay.
this. We're just gonna slide these babies to the side.
Okay.
And then sometimes do this over top of here or over your bowl. And then
Okay.
just give them a little, you wanna shake it to the bottom. Yeah, you can see yours is kind of moving. Yours is harder to see because it's not see-through. And again, it's the counter. We'll like clean the counter. So give it this, and then I make a little scissors.
Oh, it's
and-
gone down. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you make a little scissor
Little
with your
scissors,
fingers
okay.
and just like make sure you push them down.
Oh, right.
that
So you
it's
get the icing at the
so it's
bottom.
nice- yeah, we're not wasting the icing, guys.
Yeah. Right. Because then if any comes out, you caught it.
Yeah, and he's in there, and then yeah, you've got you can kind of see where he's hiding in the bag there.
Yeah.
And then once he's like that,
Yeah.
you take him
Uh huh.
there, and you want to give him a little twist.
A little twist.
And now you're holding onto your.
Oh.
Oh yeah, see that's
See?
fine. That's fine.
That's right.
That yours is ready to go. Mine's ready to go.
Okay.
And then now
see,
you've
yes.
got this.
It is much smaller, guys. See.
And then if you give them a little squeeze with your hand, you can see the icing is like starting to come out, right?
Okay.
I'll put mine back in there.
Okay.
There, so that's
Yeah.
ready to go. So now we
Ready.
have some cupcakes.
I'm excited. All right.
All right, so we do them in the taller papers because
Okay.
it's just nicer to eat out of them. But you probably just have the little accordion.
Oh,
papers,
yeah.
that's fine.
So,
So-
Stephen, come on in so we
Yeah.
can see these. All right.
So ours are kind of hiding down in here, and then what I'm gonna do is you're gonna have the one at the back in order to hold it, and that's gonna be your pressure to squeeze out the icing.
Got
so
it.
if you give a good little squeeze, you can see
Ah,
it slowly comes out.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Okay.
And then this hand I use for steering.
Okay, steering.
So what I do, what do
Do
I
you start in the middle or do you start on the side?
That's a good question. Let's just see what I do.
Oh,
Oh, I
you
start in the middle and then I do a little circle around like that.
You make it look so easy.
I've been doing a lot of them, guys.
That's true. How many cupcakes do you think you've made in the past year?
Oh man, that's a number I can't even think of.
Thousands.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
Thousands.
100%. We make them like 5
All right,
dozen at a
so
time.
let me see if I can
yeah.
do this. Ah! Okay, so this is my pushing and this is my steer, and I start in the middle and then I. Okay.
So yeah, you've got the smaller tips. You have to do more of the circles.
I mean.
So mine only took 2 circles, but that's because my tip's way bigger, right, guys?
I guess it's not that horrible.
And you still have the nice lines on it. That's what the little
Okay.
like lines are,
Those are
just to make
smoosh.
it fancy.
All right, can I try using your big tip?
Yeah, for sure.
So at the
So
thing.
yeah, make sure that's nice and
Okay.
twisted.
Okay, so
In the middle.
guiding. Okay, so in the middle and then.
Draw a circle.
Oh,
And
this
then-
is so much
and then-
easier.
yeah.
Oh, I'm going too close to the edge.
That's okay.
Ah.
It's just practice.
Can I do one more?
Yeah.
Okay.
So start. So what? Here, I'll show you one more first.
Yes, because
so
I
you
think
can
I'm going
see.
too close. I gotta kind
Yeah.
of keep it.
Okay. So what I do is you go in the middle,
Yeah.
and then I do a little circle just around my middle.
Oh, and then you go up.
And then I go on top. So,
Okay.
So he's like,
I'm not-
he's like 2 layers. You were making sure that the whole
Cupcake was
covered.
because I love icing.
Yeah. Which is like, if you're making them at home, you do them however you want to do them, right?
Also at home, I won't have the paper, so maybe
It'd be easier.
It might be a little different.
It'd be way easier.
Okay.
This is nice because then when you get them out of the boxes, the bakery boxes,
Oh, they're not all smushed in the.
it keeps it clean and you can pull them out by their little papers.
Yes.
So from the user experience of buying the cupcakes, it's nicer. But at home, it'll be easier if you use the little ones.
Yeah.
Because you can see what you're
No,
doing.
that's awesome.
Okay, so try another
I'm gonna try
one.
more. Okay, I got it this time.
And
I
you're
got
gonna
it.
stack it.
Okay. So one, and then we're gonna go just. We're not gonna go to the edge.
Do a full circle and then
And then-
stack on top of it. Keep going, and stop pushing. There you go.
Okay,
See,
well,
that one is way closer.
it's much prettier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's
So,
how you
guys,
do it.
that's how you
and
do
then you
it.
just do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
I'm
Until
gonna-
you want to die. But then you're really good at piping.
I'm totally gonna buy a 1M tip.
It makes it fancy without even trying.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna throw some sprinkles on here too.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
sprinkles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you don't like then it doesn't matter if you're like icing's
Cover
not perfect. You
everything's
just throw
face.
sprinkles
Oh,
on it, guys.
Okay, well, sprinkles makes everything better. So guys, so this was where's my first one?
Here.
This is my first one with the tip that was smaller. And then this is the one where I used Stephanie's tip where I was like, okay, first time using this and it wasn't too bad. And then look guys, it got better. It got better. So
Like now we're like very close.
now we're almost close to Stephanie's quality. Almost.
And it was only the 3rd time. And now if we take a little bit of
Sprinkles.
sprinkles and we just put it over the part that maybe, I like to put it over like, there's always kind of a little tail at the end.
Yeah. So over the
So
tail.
I just like to cover up that little tail and I'm like, no one needs to see you.
Okay.
We'll just put some
Let's do
sprinkles on
these
it.
and these will look even better then.
Yeah.
Now.
So then we just do like here, we can put it over top of like this part.
Okay.
And then like, no one needs to know
How
anything.
fun! Oh, they look beautiful.
No one needs to know.
Love it.
And then you can just get vegan sprinkles. I
Oh,
get
these
them-
are vegan sprinkles?
Yeah, you get them from this company. They've got a huge selection of them. And then they're, same thing, they're cute. Like, just because you're doing vegan doesn't mean it has to be boring. Like, this one
No.
has, like, little baby hearts
Oh.
in them, which
Adorable.
is cute. And you just have to check the website and make sure that it has this little symbol over here where it says vegan. They also have gluten-free options, dairy-free. This company is really good. You can get them in smaller sizes too. You don't have to get this like
Okay.
big bin.
That's amazing.
There you go. If all fails,
Oh my
throw some
goodness.
sprinkles on it and no one will know.
Thank you so much. It was so fun
Yeah.
being here with Stephanie. So come to, again, the address is?
It's 1808 Danforth Avenue. We're right in between Coxwell and Woodbine.
You don't want to miss coming here. It's an awesome place.
And now you know about our cupcakes.
Yeah.